From the dawn of humanity, the story of our species has been shaped by remarkable individuals, pioneers who dared to challenge the unknown and redefine what's possible. While history books often highlight the achievements of men, we must not forget the indomitable spirit of women who, against all odds, left their indelible mark on the world. These extraordinary individuals, driven by courage, intellect, and an unyielding thirst for change, shattered glass ceilings and paved the way for generations to come. Their stories, often untold or overshadowed, are testaments to the power of resilience, determination, and the resolute pursuit of a better tomorrow. Join me now as we embark on a captivating journey through time, exploring the lives and legacies of these trailblazing women. And before we begin, be sure to subscribe to Conrad's Brain Candy and give this video a thumbs up to support the channel. Your support helps us continue to bring you these inspiring stories from history. The ancient world, a tapestry woven with threads of power, intrigue, and ambition. And in the heart of this world, on the banks of the majestic Nile River, arose a queen whose name would echo through the ages. Cleopatra's seventh Philopator, the last active ruler of the Ptolemaic kingdom of Egypt. Born into a dynasty steeped in tradition and turmoil, Cleopatra's destiny was intertwined with the fate of a kingdom teetering on the precipice. From a young age, Cleopatra displayed an insatiable thirst for knowledge, mastering multiple languages and immersing herself in the arts of diplomacy and statecraft. Her intelligence was as sharp as the blade of a khopesh, her charisma as alluring as the desert sands at sunset. But beyond her beauty, it was her keen intellect and strategic mind that would elevate her to legendary status. Cleopatra ascended to the throne at the tender age of 18, ruling alongside her younger brother Ptolemy XIII. Their reign, however, was marred by power struggles and political machinations. A venomous snake coiled around the heart of the kingdom. Undeterred, Cleopatra refused to be a mere figurehead, her ambition burning as brightly as the Egyptian sun. As the Roman Republic, a rising power in the West, cast its shadow across the Mediterranean, Cleopatra saw both opportunity and threat. Julius Caesar, a general of unmatched military prowess and ambition, arrived in Alexandria, drawn into the vortex of Egyptian politics. Cleopatra, recognizing the shifting tides of power, seized her moment. Legend has it that Cleopatra, defying her enemies, had herself smuggled into Caesar's presence rolled up in a rug. Whether truth or embellishment, the story speaks volumes about her audacity and her resolute belief in her ability to shape her own destiny. Caesar, captivated by her intelligence, charm, and political acumen, became her ally and lover. Their alliance, a union of political expediency and genuine affection, reshaped the geopolitical landscape. Cleopatra, with Caesar's support, secured her throne and consolidated her power, restoring stability to a kingdom racked by internal strife. She proved herself a shrewd negotiator, a cunning strategist, and a formidable force on the world stage. Cleopatra's reign, however, was tragically cut short. After Caesar's assassination, she found herself once again embroiled in the tumultuous world of Roman politics. Her relationship with Mark Antony, another powerful Roman general, would seal her fate, leading to her tragic demise and the end of the Ptolemaic dynasty. Yet even in death, Cleopatra's legend lived on, her story a testament to the enduring power of ambition, intellect, and the allure of a queen who dared to challenge the might of Rome. In her final moments, Cleopatra's strength and resilience shone through. She faced her end with the same determination that had defined her life, refusing to be paraded as a trophy by her enemies. Her legacy endures, a symbol of steadfast resolve and the indomitable spirit of a queen who shaped her own destiny. Medieval France, a kingdom engulfed in the flames of war. The 100 Years' War, a brutal and protracted conflict with England, had ravaged the countryside, leaving behind a trail of devastation and despair. Amidst this chaos, in the small village of Domremy, a young peasant girl named Joan would rise from obscurity to become one of the most iconic figures in history. Joan of Arc, a name whispered in awe and reverence, was no ordinary girl. Deeply devout and imbued with an unshakable faith, she claimed to have experienced divine visions, messages from God urging her to take up arms and lead France to victory. These visions, so vivid and compelling, filled her with a sense of purpose, a divine mission to save her homeland from the clutches of its enemies. At the tender age of 17, driven by a resolute belief in her divine calling, Joan embarked on an extraordinary journey. Clad in men's clothing and armed with an unflinching spirit, she travelled to Chinon, where the uncrowned King Charles VII and his demoralized court resided. Her mission was audacious: to convince the sceptical king of her divine mandate and to lead the French army to victory. Charles, initially doubtful, was nonetheless swayed by Joan's steadfast conviction and the desperate plight of his kingdom. He granted her request, providing her with an army and placing her at its head. Clad in shining armour, a beacon of hope amidst the despair, Joan of Arc rode forth to confront the English at the besieged city of Orléans. Orléans, a strategic city on the Loire River, was on the verge of collapse. Its fall would have been a devastating blow to French morale and would have paved the way for an English conquest of the kingdom. Joan's arrival, however, breathed new life into the beleaguered defenders. Her unflinching faith, her fiery speeches, and her tactical acumen inspired the French troops, igniting a firestorm of resistance. The Siege of Orléans, a pivotal moment in the 100 Years' War, became a testament to the power of belief and the indomitable spirit of a young woman who dared to defy the odds. Joan, seemingly invincible, led the charge, rallying her troops and breaking the English siege. Her victory at Orléans, a turning point in the war, transformed her into a national heroine, the Maid of Orléans, a symbol of French resilience and divine intervention. From the heart of the Tudor dynasty, a new era was dawning in England. Elizabeth I, daughter of Henry VIII and Anne Boleyn, ascended to the throne in 1558. Her reign, known as the Elizabethan era, became a defining epoch in English history. Often referred to as the Virgin Queen, Elizabeth led her nation through immense change. She inherited a nation divided by religious turmoil. Yet with pragmatism and a shrewd political mind, she navigated these treacherous waters. The Elizabethan religious settlement aimed to appease both Catholics and Protestants. This period of peace allowed the arts to flourish, with luminaries like William Shakespeare. Elizabeth's reign also saw England emerge as a major naval power. The defeat of the Spanish Armada in 1588 cemented England's status as a global power. Through it all, Elizabeth remained a steadfast and resolute leader. Her intelligence and strength earned her the love and admiration of her people. Queen Elizabeth I's reign stands as a shining example of courage and intellect. As the 19th century unfolded, a dark chapter continued to stain the soul of American slavery. Millions of African Americans were trapped in a system of brutal oppression, denied their basic human rights, and forced into a life of servitude. But even in the darkest of times, hope flickers. For many seeking freedom, that hope was Harriet Tubman. Born into slavery in Maryland, Tubman knew firsthand the horrors of that institution. She endured forced labor, witnessed the separation of families, and bore the physical and emotional scars of her enslavement. But within her burned a fierce spirit of defiance, a yearning for freedom not only for herself but for all those still trapped in chains. In 1849, at the age of 27, Tubman made the courageous decision to escape to freedom, fleeing north to Philadelphia. But her journey to liberation was not a solitary one. Driven by an unyielding sense of empathy and a profound belief in the inherent equality of all human beings, Tubman felt compelled to return to the South, risking her own newfound freedom to guide others out of the clutches of slavery. Thus began her extraordinary work with the Underground Railroad, a clandestine network of safe houses and abolitionists who aided fugitive slaves in their perilous journeys north. Tubman became known as Moses, a fitting moniker for a woman who led her people to the promised land of freedom. Over the course of a decade, Harriet Tubman made 19 dangerous trips back to the South, personally guiding over 300 slaves to freedom. She navigated by the stars, relying on her intimate knowledge of the terrain and her network of contacts to evade slave catchers and reach the safety of the North. Her courage knew no bounds, her determination fueled by a steadfast belief in the righteousness of her cause. Tubman's work was fraught with danger. A bounty was placed on her head, yet she remained undeterred. She carried a revolver for protection, not only for herself, but also to encourage those she guided who might falter in the face of fear. "You'll be free or die," she would tell them, a testament to her resolute commitment to liberation. Her efforts extended beyond the Underground Railroad. During the Civil War, Tubman served as a scout, a spy, and a nurse for the Union Army, using her knowledge of the South to aid in the fight against slavery. She even led a raid that freed over 700 slaves in South Carolina, a testament to her strategic brilliance and her unflinching commitment to the cause of freedom. Harriet Tubman's life was a testament to the indomitable spirit of humanity. She was a beacon of hope in a time of despair, a testament to the power of courage, compassion, and resolute dedication to justice. Her legacy continues to inspire generations later, a reminder that even in the face of overwhelming adversity, one person's determination can make a world of difference. The fight for equality has taken many forms throughout history. From the battlefields to the halls of government, from the streets to the courtrooms, brave individuals have fought tirelessly to ensure that the fundamental rights of all are recognized and respected. And in the annals of this ongoing struggle, few figures loom as large as Susan B. Anthony, a tireless advocate for women's rights who dedicated her life to securing the right to vote for women in the United States. Anthony came of age in a time when women were largely relegated to the domestic sphere, denied the right to vote, own property, or control their own earnings. But Anthony, a woman of exceptional intellect and resolute conviction, refused to accept this second-class status. She recognized that true equality could only be achieved when women had an equal say in the laws that governed their lives. United by a shared vision of a more just and equitable society, they embarked on a decades-long crusade to secure women's suffrage. Their efforts were met with fierce opposition. Many clung to traditional gender roles and viewed the prospect of women voting as a threat. Anthony and her fellow suffragists were often ridiculed, harassed, and even arrested for their activism. Undeterred by the backlash, Anthony pressed on, her resolve strengthened by each setback. She traveled extensively, delivering impassioned speeches that challenged societal norms and ignited a fire in the hearts of women across the nation. She understood that the fight for suffrage was not merely about gaining access to the ballot box, but about achieving full and equal citizenship for women. Anthony recognized the power of the press and skillfully utilized it to advance her cause. She co-founded and edited several newspapers, including The Revolution, which became a leading voice for women's rights. Through her writings, she eloquently articulated the injustices faced by women and laid out a compelling vision for a more just and equitable future. In 1872, Anthony took the bold step of attempting to vote in the presidential election, arguing that the 14th Amendment, which granted citizenship to all persons born or naturalized in the United States, implicitly included women. Her act of civil disobedience resulted in her arrest and trial, which became a national sensation. Though found guilty and fined, Anthony's trial further galvanized the suffrage movement, drawing even greater attention to the cause and inspiring a new generation of activists. Although she did not live to see the fruits of her labor, Susan B. Anthony's tireless efforts laid the groundwork for the eventual passage of the 19th Amendment in 1920, which finally granted women the right to vote in the United States. From the depths of the unknown, where the very fabric of our universe lies hidden, emerged a woman who dared to explore its mysteries. Marie Sklodowska-Curie, born in Warsaw, Poland, in 1867, possessed an unquenchable thirst for knowledge, a passion that led her to Paris and into the annals of scientific history. In the face of societal expectations that often confined women to domestic life, Marie Curie pursued her scientific aspirations with resolute determination. She toiled tirelessly in her laboratory, a realm where she felt most alive, driven by an insatiable curiosity to unravel the secrets of the natural world. Her early research, conducted in collaboration with her husband Pierre Curie, focused on the enigmatic phenomenon of radioactivity. Together they embarked on a journey of discovery, meticulously isolating and identifying new radioactive elements like polonium, named after Marie's homeland, and radium, elements that would forever alter the course of science and medicine. Their groundbreaking work not only earned them the prestigious Nobel Prize in Physics in 1903, making Marie Curie the first woman to receive this honor, but also laid the foundation for a new era of scientific exploration, one that continues to illuminate our understanding of the universe and its building blocks. The discovery of radium ignited a firestorm of excitement within the scientific community and beyond. Its ability to emit a faint ethereal glow captivated the public imagination, but for Marie Curie it represented something far more profound, a powerful tool with the potential to revolutionize medicine. Undeterred by the dangers of prolonged exposure to radiation, the effects of which were not fully understood at the time, she tirelessly championed the use of radium in medical treatments. During the First World War, she bravely ventured onto the battlefields armed with portable X-ray units, known as Little Curies, which she helped develop. These units proved instrumental in locating shrapnel in wounded soldiers, undoubtedly saving countless lives. Despite her groundbreaking achievements, Marie Curie faced her share of adversity. Tragedy struck in 1906 when Pierre Curie died in a street accident, leaving Marie to raise their two daughters alone while continuing their vital research. Yet she persevered, driven by a steadfast belief in the power of science to improve the human condition. In 1911, her relentless pursuit of knowledge earned her a second Nobel Prize, this time in chemistry, for her discovery of polonium and radium and her subsequent research into their properties. This remarkable achievement cemented her legacy as a scientific pioneer, a testament to the power of human curiosity and the indomitable spirit of a woman who dared to challenge the boundaries of knowledge itself. In the annals of history, certain individuals rise above the constraints of their time, becoming beacons of hope and progress. Eleanor Roosevelt, wife of President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, was one such figure. Born into privilege in 1884, she could have easily chosen a life of ease and comfort. Instead, she dedicated herself to serving others, becoming a tireless advocate for social justice, human rights, and international cooperation. Eleanor's path was not without its challenges. She endured a difficult childhood marked by loss and insecurity. However, these experiences fostered within her a deep empathy for the marginalized and a profound belief in the inherent dignity of all people. As First Lady, she redefined the role, transforming it from a largely ceremonial position into a powerful platform for social change. Unwilling to remain silent on matters of national importance, Eleanor Roosevelt became a vocal advocate for women's rights, racial equality, and economic justice. She traveled extensively throughout the United States, visiting factories, farms, and coal mines, listening intently to the concerns of ordinary citizens struggling through the Great Depression. Her weekly newspaper column, My Day, and her radio broadcast provided her with a direct line to the American people. Through these mediums, she fearlessly addressed controversial issues, challenged societal norms, and championed the rights of the underprivileged, inspiring a generation to fight for a more just and equitable world. Following the Second World War, Eleanor Roosevelt's commitment to social justice extended beyond the borders of her own nation. She became a leading figure in the newly formed United Nations, where she played a pivotal role in drafting the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. This landmark document, adopted by the UN General Assembly in 1948, proclaimed the fundamental rights and freedoms inherent to all human beings, regardless of race, religion, gender, or any other status. Eleanor Roosevelt's tireless efforts in shaping this document earned her the moniker First Lady of the World, a testament to her resolute dedication to global peace and understanding. Throughout her long and illustrious life, Eleanor Roosevelt remained a staunch defender of the vulnerable and a tireless crusader for social progress. She challenged presidents, confronted prejudice, and used her considerable influence to amplify the voices of the marginalized. Even in her later years, she continued to travel the world, speaking out against injustice and advocating for peace. Eleanor Roosevelt's legacy is not defined by her political connections, but by her steadfast commitment to human dignity, her tireless advocacy for social justice, and her enduring belief in the power of compassion to change the world. In the heart of the American South, during a time of deep racial segregation, a seemingly ordinary act of defiance ignited a movement that would reverberate throughout the nation and the world. Rosa Parks, a seamstress from Montgomery, Alabama, refused to give up her seat on a segregated bus on December 1, 1955. Born in Tuskegee, Alabama in 1913, Rosa Parks experienced racial prejudice from a young age. She grew up under Jim Crow laws which enforced strict segregation and denied African Americans basic rights. Despite the constant threat of violence, Rosa Parks refused to be defined by an unjust system. She joined the NAACP, working to register black voters and advocate for equal rights. Her act of defiance was the culmination of a lifetime of quiet dignity and resistance. Though weary after a long day's work, her simple act of courage ignited a spark that would soon engulf the nation in protest and demands for change. Rosa Parks' arrest sparked outrage throughout the African-American community in Montgomery and beyond. Her act of defiance galvanized a movement, inspiring a 381-day bus boycott that crippled the city's transportation system and drew national attention to the plight of African Americans living under Jim Crow. The Montgomery bus boycott marked a turning point in the civil rights movement. It thrust a young minister named Martin Luther King Jr. into the national spotlight and demonstrated the power of nonviolent direct action to challenge and ultimately dismantle segregationist laws. Rosa Parks' quiet courage had a profound and lasting impact on the course of American history. Her act of defiance helped to galvanize a generation of activists, inspiring them to fight for racial equality and social justice. The boycott led to the desegregation of Montgomery's bus system and paved the way for further legal challenges to segregation throughout the South. Though she shied away from the spotlight, Rosa Parks became a symbol of the civil rights movement. Her name synonymous with courage, dignity, and the resolute pursuit of equality, her legacy continues to inspire generations to fight for a more just and equitable world, a testament to the power of one person's act of defiance to ignite a movement and change the course of history. Next up, the amazing Malala Yousafzai. In the rugged yet beautiful Swat Valley of Pakistan, a young girl emerged, her voice echoing through the mountains, carrying a message of hope and defiance. This was Malala Yousafzai. Even as a child, Malala understood the transformative power of education, particularly for girls. In a society where many were denied this fundamental right, she dared to dream of a different future, a future where knowledge would be her weapon against oppression. Her blog, written under a pseudonym, gave voice to the plight of countless girls yearning for education. Her bravery, her resolute commitment to her beliefs resonated far beyond the confines of her valley, capturing the attention of the world. But her fight for education came at a great cost. On her way home from school one fateful day, her bus was attacked and Malala was critically wounded. Yet even this act of barbarity could not silence her spirit. Malala's resilience and determination in the face of such adversity was truly remarkable. She refused to be cowed, using her platform to amplify her message on a global stage. Her advocacy for girls' education, her steadfast belief in the power of knowledge, resonated with millions around the world. World leaders, celebrities, and ordinary citizens alike rallied behind her cause, inspired by her courage and resolve. In 2014, at the age of just 17, Malala Yousafzai became the youngest ever Nobel Prize laureate, a testament to her extraordinary impact. This prestigious award recognized her steadfast dedication to her cause, her refusal to be silenced. Malala's story is a powerful reminder that even in the face of adversity, one voice raised in courage and conviction can spark a movement and change the world. Her legacy serves as an inspiration to us all, urging us to fight for what we believe in, to never stop learning, and to use our voices to champion the rights of others. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, a justice warrior. Born in an era when women faced significant barriers, Ruth Bader Ginsburg dared to dream of a more just and equitable society. Her journey from a young girl growing up in Brooklyn to a seat on the highest court in the United States is a testament to her resolute commitment to justice and equality. Ginsburg's sharp intellect and steadfast determination were evident from her early years. She excelled academically, facing down gender discrimination to graduate at the top of her class from Columbia Law School. Undeterred by the limited opportunities available to women in the legal profession, Ginsburg persevered, becoming a law professor and a leading advocate for gender equality. She argued landmark cases before the Supreme Court, skillfully dismantling discriminatory laws and paving the way for a more just society. Her strategic brilliance and resolute commitment to her cause were instrumental in overturning laws that had long disadvantaged women, challenging centuries of legal precedent and societal norms. In 1993, Ruth Bader Ginsburg's extraordinary legal career reached new heights when she was appointed to the Supreme Court by President Bill Clinton. This historic appointment made her only the second woman ever to serve on the nation's highest court. As a Supreme Court justice, Ginsburg became a beacon of hope and inspiration for countless individuals, particularly women, who saw in her a champion for their rights and aspirations. Her powerful dissents, often infused with her characteristic wit and sharp legal reasoning, challenged the status quo and spurred on the fight for equality. Her steadfast commitment to justice, her sharp intellect, and her unflinching belief in the power of the law to effect positive change left an indelible mark on American society. Even beyond her passing in 2020, her legacy continues to inspire generations to fight for a more just and equitable world. Ruth Bader Ginsburg's story is a testament to the power of perseverance, the importance of challenging injustice, and the enduring impact one person can have on the world. Her legacy serves as a beacon, reminding us that the pursuit of justice requires constant vigilance and unflinching courage. From the ancient world to the modern era, these remarkable women have shaped the course of history, leaving behind a legacy of courage, determination, and a steadfast belief in a better future. Their stories serve as a stark reminder that the fight for equality, for justice, and for a world where every individual has the opportunity to reach their full potential is an ongoing journey, a relay race where each generation picks up the baton and carries it forward. What will your contribution be? How will you use your voice, your talents, and your actions to shape the world around you? Thank you for joining us on this journey of discovery, and remember to subscribe for more inspiring stories about the people who shaped our world. See you in the next video, and thank you for watching.